And then Clown, who, as we said before, has been right there. Let's take a look at game number 1.
Clown cycling the Skellies. Both players just kind of waiting right now. Bomber in response from Vítor. Clown, Skellies, Barbarrel, Tesla. You have to assume maybe Hog, Drill, and right there, Vítor going aggressive. Lightning as well with the Loon, and that's out of the range of the Tesla. Not exactly sure what Clown's answer is, and he's just going to tank that damage.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Clown, and you know, I guess part of him is going, who the heck is running Balloon right now?
Yeah. I mean, that is just brilliant recognition. You know there's a good enough chance. Tesla is definitely the tower that's been used over and over today and yesterday as well. So if you are going to predict your opponent to use Tesla, think that it's okay to put the Tesla in the middle. I mean, Vítor is just, he's one of a kind. His thought process is so strong, so intelligent.
So forcing the fight onto the left-hand side as Clown does not want to give any more lightning value to that right-hand tower as much as he can avoid it. Hog in. Now, this is the other question, though, is what does Vítor have to stop Hogs as this game goes on? Was that going to end up being a loud shout into an empty room from Vítor to open up?
Yes. Wow. Okay, so he is going to be running Lava Loon. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was just going to be one of those crazy decks, but instead the Lava Hound does make sense. Princess Tower cleaning up the Skellies, but not before they get the tower down to 1393. And we almost have a tie ball game heading into double elixir.
Lava Hound tanks the Tesla. Loon in. Furnace going to work on the Balloon as well. Lightning clears. Back to Tesla one more time. And you love the idea with the arrows. Good job on the Furnace to clear, but still damage in. Now the question is, does Vítor have anything to stop these Hogs? There's going to be at least 2 hits here. And the answer really is not much, as the lead goes back and forth for our now 4th lead change.
Yeah, and one thing to note is that Vítor has set himself up in a cycle where he does have the Evo Valk. Guards plus Evo Valk should be able to defend relatively easily. And Vítor is just looking to get one final push. Get the tower before your opponent has the chance.
And the Evo Baby Dragon slowing things down, and that might be enough here, as that's going to explode. Get on tower, 4 HP, arrows will do it. Has to stop this Hog. And Lightning finishes things off, and Vítor taking advantage early, plus the Lightning deck. Let's go ahead and go into game number 2.
Yeah, and I do like Clown's deck for game number 1. Definitely not a huge fan of the Hog EQ, but Hog Lightning, it doesn't even really matter what variant. It's so powerful right now in this meta.
And that's only Clown's 2nd time running Hog this weekend. Ran it yesterday in his opening matchup against Arden Toas, got the victory, running a Hog recruits, basically running the dual lane Piggies deck, but with Hog Rider instead.
Beautiful prediction right there from Vítor, allowing the Berserker to take it almost completely out. Mortar going to get one final shot, take out most of the Spirit Goblins, but we have one running down the lane.
And Evo Witch in response to the Skeleton King. So both of these troops taking advantage of dying skeletons. One of the more interesting mechanics that's come into the game of finding a way to turn dying skeletons into something more interesting.
Yeah, now that Evo Witch is balanced, or at least relatively balanced, I have to be careful about how I word that sentence, just in case there's certain people watching. And now that it's like fairly balanced, I think it's such a brilliant idea and such a crazy cool card. I really love the idea behind it.
Miner Snowball to try to clear that minion horde. But this just lets that miner go to town.
Yeah, really brilliant timing from Vítor. He's allowing the minion hordes to get, I don't know if it was 2 swings or 3 swings from the minion horde, but you allow it to target the goblin hut, then you get the snowball down, then they're far away enough that the spawn spirit goblins start taking out the minion horde. That timing right there, it was so small, so perfect, and so many people would have had the opportunity to just lose the game outright if you don't get that timing down.
Snowball goes for the gather. Good stop with dropping the Berserker in there, and Berserker just taking care of all those ghostly skeletons. Mortar to the left-hand side. Counter push on the right-hand lane. This mortar has to get picked up, and it does, by the Witch. Evo Witch on the opposite side from Clown. Clown did win with Mortar Skelly King, but it was a Skelly Barrel deck yesterday against Arden.
Yeah, and right here, Vítor has the opportunity to lose to this deck a second time. He already lost to this deck by Wallace, and Clown maybe recognizing that, seeing that the deck pool from Vítor might struggle against it. I love the concept of stealing a deck that your opponent has lost to previously. And that's what we're seeing from Clown right there. Stealing Wallace's deck, making it his own.
Vítor gonna get vines here on the left-hand side, but that's really gonna do almost more good than harm, as that lets him keep the Evo Witch ready to continue the pressure.
Yeah, and right there, Vítor, not a huge fan of the Giant Snowball plus the Vines. I mean, he used 5 Elixir, and that did no damage to the Evo Witch whatsoever. This spells almost certain doom from Vítor. I don't know how he's going to be able to get himself out of this one.
Miner goes to the back. Evo Witch does drop. Fire Spirit to clear, but Miner gets his chip damage, and chip turns to chunk as that left-hand tower down to 11:06 with 51 seconds left. Vítor needs to find a way to get some real drill damage. Clown, though, has so many strong responses to the drill.
Minion Horde placed at the bridge, even against the Princess Tower, even when the Fire Spirit gets the damage, it just still feels like it's getting value, still forces out a response. But right here, 3 Witches for Vítor, and both get taken out. That is a
crazy.
Brilliant job from Clown to get out of that. Unharmed. He's unfazed.
And Vítor just going to recognize the situation and regroup for game number 3. After, like, as you said, 3 Witches, 2 of them Evo on the board.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know, you have Clown having used Barb Barrel, Vítor with arrows gone, Snowball gone. So it's going to be Giant Snowball from Clown. Let's see what the full situation is. And I believe that's our first Spirit Empress of the day.
Yeah, definitely not seeing a ton of Spirit Empress these days. Vítor using the Fireball as well should pop the ability as soon as it gets into the range of the Princess Tower, and that is exactly what's going to happen.
So Vítor looking like he's going Royal Giant here for game number 3. I don't remember if Vítor has run RG at all this weekend. Looks like a no.
For a second, I thought he activated King Tower right there, but not going to be the case.
Yeah, that was close.
Vítor looking like he's going to be running RG. Clown on the other side looking like a graveyard.
Snowball will make sure that Ewiz doesn't get free damage. So 90 seconds away. Pretty even on the chips so far, 26-69 to 27-33. Pretty thin margins between these two.
Fisherman getting the pull, taking out the Goblin Hut, but not before the Goblin Hut has spawned either 2 or 3 Spear Goblins and another one coming down the lane. So really, the Fisherman just not really getting any value right like that. But Monk on the other side, both players just kind of cycling until double elixir. This is where it's going to start becoming the real game, and both players are going to go on offense.
Empress gets to work on the right-hand side. Knight to the left, Fireball going to get some more chip on the right-hand side, so Vítor has both lanes going. And first RG down, yeah.
Oh, and brilliant Knight. Oh, no, it's not going to work. Okay, brilliant Monk activation. That's going to allow the Bomber to take itself out, and Evo Snowball forced out. I mean, Vítor almost already back to another RG, plus he's going to have the Evo RG in cycle. Just a rough defensive situation for Clown, and he still almost gets a shot with that RG.
First Graveyard down for Clown. Fisherman going to work, plus some Skeletons to try to defend against it. This Graveyard's going to get some good damage, though. And just like that, Clown opens up a nice lead by about 300 and change, maybe 400 now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Vítor had the opportunity to go in. Never a bad idea to reset, though. And that's going to be the direction he chooses. Monk plus Ewiz plus RG, and then you just have the Furnace on the left trying to create havoc whenever you can. This is a great way to set up your offensive pushes.
80 seconds left. 80 seconds left. Good connection on the right-hand side. Down to another RG. Furnace going to work on the left-hand side, and that was a big connection as a Fire Spirit came out, 1637. So as we go into triple elixir, Clown has some work to do.
Good value from the Furnace, going to be able to clean up the entire right side. No counterattack coming in from Clown on the right side. And so 400, 300 HP difference between the two players, and Knight, Graveyard, Knight, Bridge.
And will that Fisherman pull the Knight far enough? It does not. Knight's still tanking, but no longer going to pressure that right side at least. Damage, but not enough for Clown. He needs to get back around and put on some real Graveyard pressure, but that's going to be hard for him to do in a meaningful way. Here we go. Empress on the right-hand side. RG goes in the left-hand lane.
Yeah, love the offensive pressure from Vítor, just trying to set up for that second RG push. Not going to happen. Instead, going to choose to go Spell Cycle, rest of game. Needs to block at the bridge, and that's exactly why we're going to see the Monk placed in that moment.
Graveyard down. Giant Snowball to clear. Does a decent enough job. Logs get out there. Poison probably won't be enough. Skeletons trying to work. Can they do it? They cannot. And Vítor holds on for his World Finals dreams, winning by 268 HP and denying Clown a trip to World Finals once again.